So tell me a little bit about yourself.
So I'm a new college Pontefract, studying triple BTEC sport. I play rugby for Morley, scrum half, it's on Sundays. I'm a referee, rugby union ref, so I ref all ages, going from under 14s all the way to open age, first team, that sort of thing. I work at Ellen Road, working VIP boxes and on the bar, and then I also have a second part-time job where I just work in my local pub.
What aspects of your job do you like?
I just like seeing customers, speaking to our customers face to face, that sort of thing.
How will you make sure that the people follow the pub rules?
I'd be constantly monitoring everyone. I have strong communication, strong tones on whistle, and just making sure everyone's following rules, and if they're not, I'll take them to a side, I'll speak to them, I'll be like, well, you can't be doing this because this is what could happen if so. And yeah.
What makes you qualified for the role of being a lifeguard?
Personally, I think obviously having that strong communication, obviously having your qualification as well there, having a DBS as well, for if you're doing lifeguarding on the school swimming lessons, that sort of thing, and just making sure you've got communication, leadership, you've got all the responsibilities, make sure you're talkative, because there's lots of people who come into pools and you may be the only person they're going to speak to all day. So obviously having that nice communication and being able to talk to someone, that'll bring in more people and make them enjoy the time at the pool, really, I feel anyway.
So what are your strengths?
I've got great communication, I'm a good role model, I'm a good leader, I can work well in a team. Yeah.
Are you CPR or AED certified?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
Do you speak any other languages? No.
Gibberish, but
Gibberish. What would you do if you feel tired or distracted during your shift?
I would see how I go to start with, and then if I feel a bit more tired, then I'll radio, see if anyone can just cover me until I can go back, because what I've read online is 45 minutes on, 45 minutes off.
Yeah.
So if I'm there and I'm on for about 20 minutes or something and I'm feeling tired, I'll radio someone to come on and just cover me whilst I can go off and have an extra hour. So I go get an energy drink, go get some food, try and wake myself up. Because obviously, if something happens and I'm tired, then my mind isn't going to be on it as fast as it should be. So if someone goes and drowns, I'm a bit like, oh, and then someone's drowned, and then obviously it'll be my fault. So that's obviously a key thing to look at.
How would you help a lost child?
I'd radio on for all lifeguards to see if there's anything around the pool and in changing rooms. And if we can't find out, we'll let know a senior manager, and then they can put a tannoy around the whole leisure centre so they can have a look around the gyms and all the other factors, and obviously making sure the parent or guardian or whoever's looking after that child is looked after as well, because obviously parents and stuff can be quite stressed when they've lost the child. So
what skills would you use when doing that? Would you have to be calm and composed?
well, yeah, just obviously keeping calm, making sure you're calm, making sure your staff are calm, and also making sure the parents calm at the same time.
What are you doing to make sure you stay alert whilst watching the water?
Just making sure I'm constantly looking at water, make sure I'm hydrated.
Yeah.
So I'll always take a bottle of water with me.
Yeah.
Make sure I've had sufficient breakfast in the morning, or if I haven't had time for breakfast, make sure I bring something with me for the journey down to work.
Yeah.
Making sure I get a good amount of sleep the night before, and make sure I'm not drinking or whatever the night before, because it can delay your action times and can be tired and that sort of thing, and that can ultimately put people's lives at risk.
Yeah. you get to your workspace?
I drive.
What happens if the road was closed and or your car broke down? Would you have any other modes of transport to get to work?
If my car broke down, I'd ultimately try like an Uber or a taxi.
Yeah.
But I've also got a bike as well, so if I got up earlier, I just wanted a bit of thing, because from here it's about 10 mile, something like that. So if I started work, I don't know, if it's 6, if I was up at 4:30, I'd probably jump on my bike and just have that nice bit of exercise to come down. But ultimately, driving would be my main cause of transport. But if not, it'd have to be my bike or public transport, or obviously taxi or Uber. So,
what are the most important characteristic to have as a lifeguard?
obviously, it's like your skills and stuff, but you need to make sure you're just a likeable person.
Yeah.
Liked by your whole team, liked by everyone about. So obviously customers need to like you, your managers need to like you, you need to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But ultimately it's just when you get the job, just have to be your own person really, and just so people like you, and then if you don't, you can find other ways to get people to like you. So
Do you think you have those characteristics that make a good lifeguard?
I feel I do, yeah.
Do you have much experience working with children?
Well, I went to Malta for 2 weeks with college as a part of the course. That was a great time. So, spent the first week in Malta, second week in Gozo. So, in Malta we had about 3 days, we went to different primary schools, coaching rugby, football, bench ball, all that sort of things. We said it was primary school based, it was like, youngest one were about 5 and then oldest were about 10.
Yeah.
So that was quite nice there, and then obviously when we went to Gozo, we've then done not much more, but we did older children, so we did like your secondary school, so like year 9, year 10, year 11, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Just like basketball, badminton, that sort of thing, just keeping them active. And I've also, obviously through the refereeing as well, so I've coached as well, coached my brother's rugby and football teams, obviously refereeing, so I've got that communication with the younger children and how to look after them and how they act and that sort of thing. So,
do you think your communication with children who had English as a second language has benefited you for your rugby and would benefit you as a lifeguard?
well, yeah, I feel it would, yeah, because obviously it's just,
Improving communication.
too much.
How would you assist a guest who could not understand your verbal instructions?
If they couldn't do my verbal, so for example, if they were deaf or if they'd got their ears full of water or whatever, that sort of thing, then I'd make sure I use hand signals, and I'd use hand signals like if they wanted the ladder or whatever, I'd be pointing over. If you wanted fire, I'd be pointing over there. And then if that didn't help, I'd go a bit more like aggressive. So say if there was a fire alarm and there was a deaf person, you'd be proper like encouraging them to get out. And if they still weren't, I'd have to resort into getting them out by what's the word, like physical. So obviously for a fire alarm, and if there were a fire in changing rooms, they're deaf, they can't do all. I'd dive in and grab them, or I'd throw things to them and then pull them out with that.
How much experience do you have with working as a lifeguard?
I've done 1 week, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Good.
So obviously, just really enjoyed it. Just sitting there, you speak to our customers, you just get a nice incentive of how lifeguards are and what the job entails of. So that was good fun as well.
Good. Is there anything you'd like to ask me on? Anything you'd like to know about?
Nothing much really. Have you got any more questions for me? Is that no? Is that it? I think so. When would I find out if I do get the job?
So we've got a few people who are also applying for the job.
Yeah.
And normally it takes between a week and 2 weeks for us to interview all the candidates, and then after that we'll either email you or text message you about coming in for another to do some experience or to show us your skills, and then if you're successful you'll be able to start as soon as you're ready.
Right, lovely. Everything.